Hi, welcome to today's episode about a topic which is very fascinating, one of the most mystical topic called the Akashic Records. Now, you imagine a library which is infinite, which is very vast, that it has information about your past, present, and every future possibilities. In today's episode, we shall talk about what that Akashic Records is, what really happens during a reading, how it works, and how you can learn from it. So let's dive deeper into it and know more about it.
To know more about Akashic Records, we need a mindset which is open, where we are ready to accept that there are things that are not tangible, that we cannot experience through our senses, but it still exist. There are things that we call it as a quantum physics or quantum understanding, and it still exists. There are ways to prove it, but it's not just as proving like the way we do it in our daily life. Akashic records are the wholesome um, records of your life or your soul's journey through every lifetime, through every dimension of your being. It holds information about every thought, every emotion, every experience, every talent that you have, every connection that you have made, every learning that you have done, your past, present, and future possibilities. So it holds a wholesome information about you. Now, with this understanding, to know a little bit more about Akashic records, let's just dive a little bit into the history of Akashic record. Now, I'll not bore you with so many details, but just to let you know that Akashic records are not some kind of a fashion or a fad or a kind of a spirituality, the phase going in the spirituality, but it has its reference to the Vedic wisdom of Sanatana, of Hinduism, where Akasha means it's like one of the fifth elements, the space. It means the space, and Akasha means the space that we can only see and experience, but there is none as such. So, what it says is that every thought, emotion is stored in this Akasha as a vibration frequency. And Akashic records, it's about getting access to this particular vibration and understanding and reading it through your intuition, through when you are initiated. It also referred in many kind of mystical or esoteric schools, including Sufi mysticism or theosophy, where it is described as the divine records or the cosmic energy or cosmic memory, where the soul's journey is imprinted. Edgar Casey, who lived between 1877 and 1945, he was considered as a sleeping prophet, where in more like a sleep-like state, in a trance, he accessed the records and the field of Akasha and gave thousands of people their readings, offered insights into their soul's journey, their past life, their health, and their soul's purpose. So, this is something which comes through the wisdom from our past, and now it's been unraveled as a new way to understand our own life. So, who can really get benefit from reading the Akashic records or accessing the Akashic records? There are two ways to do it. Either you learn to access your Akashic records, or you get help from an Akashic record reader who has been initiated to do that. Now, people who can benefit are the people who feel really stuck. They have done all kinds of therapy, they have done lots of energy healing, but they are still stuck. They feel that something is missing and they are seeking deeper understanding. So, Akashic reading can really help them to get the wisdom from what they are really missing. Because, as I said earlier, that Akashic records hold all the information about our lifetime, our soul's journey. Then there are those who are in on a healing or a spiritual journey. They are really seeking their soul's growth. They want to understand what is next for them. They want to get that information, from the wisdom that is there for them, and they want that clarity. It is also helpful for coaches or other therapists or seekers who are ready for soul level insights. So, all in all, if you're looking for a very deeper level of understanding about your life, about the purpose of your life, and this is what something that you really want clarity with, then Akashic records are for you. So, what is it that you can discover in a reading? Now, please understand that our soul is ever wise. It is not marred with any kind of past experiences. But as a human experience, or as a human being on this planet, we are in a very dense energy and vibrational system where we are here to learn because of the vibrational frequency of this earth. We are supposed to be here and learning. We have taken up that task in order to understand and have our soul growth. It is through this dense energy of the earth that we have decided to be here. And in order to do that, we forget about the talents, the abilities of our soul and what it can do for us. So it really generates lots of emotions, negativity, emotions like fears, phobias, jealousy, the oath that we take not to trust other people. And there are so many such things that we have gathered from the lifetimes that we have spent on this planet and maybe on other planets as well. So, with this reading of Akashic records, this is what you really discover, and you begin to get the answers of the patterns in a relationship, why you always meet people similar in your lifetime, why the family that you belong to have relationship that are not working out, why you have or your family members have the health issues the way they have, or why you are not liking the career that you are in and you are looking for more reply or more clarity on what would be your career path. You are also wanting to know about your past life. You have certain memories that shows up in some way or the other, and you don't have the clarity of what it really means. So when you want that clarity of how your past life is influencing your current life, then Akashic records can do that for you. You if you want to know about what your soul contract is, why you are here, why you are meeting the people you are meeting, why you have met people for such a short period of time, maybe having amazing experiences of wisdom and knowledge, or having really bad experiences of your lifetime, what's your purpose of your life, why you are here, what is it that you need to learn, why you have this emotional blocks, why you are not able to trust other people. So these are probably the part of either your soul contracts or the part of your past life patterns that are getting repeated. So all in all, when you want the clarity in these aspects, then Akashic records reading can do for that. Moreover, many a times we feel that I've never done anything to anyone. I have never given bad experience to other people. I've never cheated someone. I've never gotten angry on anyone. I've always been good to other people. But then why do I experience such negative relationship in my life? What is it that I have done that I can't save money? What is it that I have done so that I can't have a good career or a good name? I always earn kind of a bad name in my life. Why the family that I belong to have repeated patterns in terms of the relationship or money aspect, or in terms of the profession that you belong in the family itself. So when you have these many whys of why things happen the way it happened within your system or within your family system, then Akashic records can bring that clarity to you. in a very short period of time. So as we bring more clarity to what Akashic reading is all about, there might be some question to you, and I would like to address it now. Many people think that it's about fortune telling or psychic reading, but it isn't. It is not about telling what's in the future, because remember that future depends on your free will. If you kind of really understand something, if you learn something from your free will, from your experiences, get the wisdom that you needed to get, there is a possibility that the future consequences of your action can change because your actions have changed. So it's not just about future telling what can happen. That is, there is a different science altogether. Some people feel that it's not for them, it's only for people who are spiritually kind of advanced. Now, as I said it earlier, to understand about Akashic records and Akashic reading, you need to have that open mind, because remember that there are things, many things that we don't understand why it is the way it is. And it is in our that as a seeker, as someone who wants more clarity about what is it that we can't see, and begin to kind of understand our life from that point of view. So it's not something that Akashic reading can only help people who are spiritually advanced. It can help anyone if you have that open mindedness about things that we can't see, and the wisdom that is available to us. There is also a kind of misunderstanding that Akashic reading is all about the past life. But let me give you that little bit of clarity that it's not just about the past life, what really happened in the past life and how things worked or didn't work in the past life. What is important is that how it is relevant to your life now. What are the lessons or the patterns that are repeating in your life? What are the lessons that you need to learn in order for you to grow as a soul, for you to grow and move from one aspect of your life to another? Like, for example, many people have issues with their relationship, and they fall into relationship trap in the similar manner. They start a relationship, and it goes well for some time, and then the person leaves. The person leaves from their life, and that kind of a pattern keeps repeating, and they feel that they are really broken, they are heartbroken, and they wonder why do I need to really go through this experience. So it's not like a punishment, it's not something that you need to understand your life, that because you have done something in the past life and now you are paying for it. It's about, if you want to break those patterns, you need to learn from the wisdom, and that's where your past lives are very, very relevant. Another thing is, people say that it's all fate and records are fixed and you can't change anything. Now, that's not what I understand, that's not what my experience is. We humans have free will. We are empowered to make the choice. It's like having a knife. You can use a knife to harm someone, or you can use a knife to kind of heal someone. So it's about how we really use it. We get that choice to have that free will and make a choice which is wise. So once we have learned our lessons and we make choices that are wise, we can change the records, and that's what I kind of really choose to believe, and that has been my experience accessing my Akashic records and the Akashic records of the clients that I've worked with. So once you have decided that this is your call to now do the Akashic reading for yourself, you want to have more deeper understanding. So once you have decided that, let's understand what happens in a session. So it starts with you having a particular question. You as a person wants to know certain part of your life. You have a question about the patterns or relationship or something that is occurring. You have certain dreams. You have some deja vu about certain certain experiences, you want to know more about your career or relationship or your health, anything of that sort. So it starts with that question. You may have one or two questions that you have in the mind, and then you approach Akashic reader. And once you have that question, you give the permission to your reader to open the Akashic records. Once that happens, the reader has its own way of opening the Akashic reading, and may meet or may experience your your ancestors, your guides or angels who are there to protect you. And through them or with them, they begin to read the Akashic records from the book of your life. And that's where you begin to get the answers from. So it takes about anything between 5 to 10 to 15, even 15 minutes sometimes to open and read through all the Akashic information which is available for the questions you have given it to the reader. And then the person starts to kind of relaying it to you. Now, in my experience with other readers, they only just give you the information. They don't need to see you personally. They just read it for you once you give the permission, and then they just read out whatever they have been relayed or whatever information they have accessed. They give the information back to you. Now that's where my approach is little different. I like to give not only just the clarity of why and what of their question, but I would also like to help them heal that part of it. So as a therapist, my approach is very different, and I give the healing itself in the reading. So for me, it's generally either I do it online or I kind of people come to me in my office personally to seek their answers. And I think reading combined with the healing gives a complete solution to the people. So this is generally what tends to happen in a reading come healing session. But if there are people who are only giving the reading, you get only the answers of your questions. If you think that this information given to you was not enough and you still have some questions or queries that you want to be answered, please write to me. The link is given in the description below, and you can pose that question. I'll be happy to answer. Moreover, if you think that this is something that excites you and you want to know more about yourself, your journey, you have that curiosity and you want to learn from your own wisdom, then why don't just kind of a book a session? The link to my website and to schedule an appointment is given below. And give me your thoughts and ideas, give me your understanding about how you think Akashic reading can help you. Because remember that it's not just the reading, but it's also healing. So let me know your thoughts. I'll be happy to hear. If you have a question, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you.